In recent years, Korean dramas have produced countless worldwide sensations. But what makes 2026 particularly extraordinary is how a seemingly familiar trope, the contract marriage storyline, has managed to captivate audiences across Asia, North America, and Europe all at once. Perfect Crown is no longer just MBC's weekend drama. It has evolved into a new pop culture phenomenon where star power, modern storytelling, and emotional romance are being redefined in a remarkably sophisticated way. At the center of this explosive success are IU and Byun Woo Seok, two stars creating a level of on-screen chemistry rarely seen in Korean television over the past few years. No longer just another romance drama. When Perfect Crown was first announced, many assumed it would simply be another safe project from MBC, royal settings, a contract marriage, a visually stunning lead couple, and political conspiracies woven into romance. It was a formula audiences had seen countless times before. What viewers did not expect, however, was how the drama would use that familiar framework to tell a deeply modern story about loneliness and emotional survival within a world driven by power. Seong Hee Ju, portrayed by IU, is far from the typical fragile heroine. She is cold, strategic, and views marriage almost as a survival contract. Meanwhile, Crown Prince Ian, played by Byun Woo Seok, appears flawless on the surface while secretly carrying immense emotional wounds and insecurities born from royal life. What pulls audiences in is not simply whether they will fall in love, but how two emotionally isolated individuals slowly learn to place each other's safety above their own. That is precisely why, after only a few weeks on air, Perfect Crown has surpassed the boundaries of a traditional melodramatic romance and become a drama audiences obsessively discuss across social media platforms worldwide. IU has entered the most dangerous phase of her career, being too perfect. IU has already earned recognition for her acting through several successful projects in the past. But with Perfect Crown, the singer-actress appears to be entering an entirely different league, that of a screen icon capable of controlling the emotions of the general public. What makes IU's performance so extraordinary is not explosive crying scenes or dramatic emotional outbursts. Instead, she leaves viewers mesmerized through the smallest details, the subtle trembling in her eyes whenever Ian is in danger, the prolonged silences before delivering painful words, or the way her hands slightly shake while trying to maintain emotional distance. Global audiences are witnessing a far more mature IU, no longer merely an idol-turned-actress, but a genuine performer who fully understands how to command the emotional rhythm of an entire scene. It is no surprise that she has maintained the #1 position in TV OTT actor popularity rankings for consecutive weeks. What is even more remarkable is that IU's current appeal extends far beyond her existing fandom. Many international viewers watching Korean dramas for the first time through Disney Plus are discovering her now, transforming her into one of the defining faces of the next generation of Hallyu. Byun Woo Seok is no longer an emerging heartthrob. If Lovely Runner helped Byun Woo Seok explode in popularity, then Perfect Crown is the project that has officially turned him into a true star. The difference lies in the depth of his acting. Ian is not the type of male lead who only needs to look handsome and devoted. He is a man trapped inside the brutal realities of royal politics, constantly forced to distrust everyone around him, while gradually losing control because of his growing love for Hee Ju. Byun Woo Seok makes the character unforgettable through his ability to transition emotions with astonishing precision. In a single scene, he can move from the cold authority of a future king to the desperate fear of a man terrified of losing the person he loves. That kind of acting makes audiences feel as though the character truly exists, rather than functioning merely as another fantasy romance hero. Several Korean entertainment analysts have even suggested that Perfect Crown may become the turning point that elevates Byun Woo Seok into the next generation of actors capable of leading the global OTT market. The drama's real success is bigger than ratings. An 11.6% rating in Seoul and dominance across its broadcast time slot are undeniably impressive achievements. However, what truly fascinates industry insiders is the drama's ability to transcend borders. In the streaming era, domestic ratings are no longer the sole indicator of success. A truly successful series must generate international discussion, maintain strong OTT engagement, and continuously dominate online conversations worldwide. Perfect Crown is accomplishing all of those simultaneously. The drama reaching number 4 globally on Disney Plus and ranking number 1 among non-English language shows sends a powerful message. International audiences are increasingly embracing Korean emotional storytelling, as long as it is executed with authenticity and sophistication. Even more importantly, the series is not only thriving in Asia, where K-dramas are already dominant, but has also entered the top 10 in the United States, Canada, and multiple European countries. That is something not every Korean drama can achieve. In other words, Perfect Crown is no longer simply a domestic hit exported overseas. It is operating as a truly global drama. The drama's biggest secret: emotions that feel realer than fantasy. At first glance, Perfect Crown contains every classic fantasy romance ingredient: royalty, contract marriage, political power, and luxurious cinematography. Yet the reason audiences have become addicted to the drama lies in how emotionally real it feels. The two protagonists love each other in an unusually mature way. Not because of destiny. Not because of a fairy tale rescue fantasy. But because, for the first time, they find someone who genuinely understands their loneliness. Episodes 7 and 8 became the emotional turning point that sent global audiences into a frenzy. As Hee Ju and Ian face consecutive dangers, the drama avoids relying on childish misunderstandings for tension. Instead, it focuses on a far more powerful question: are they willing to destroy the cold rules of their contract marriage in order to protect one another? That is the moment Perfect Crown transcends entertainment and becomes a story about emotional healing between two people who once believed they were incapable of trusting love again. Is Perfect Crown opening a new era for K-dramas? Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of Perfect Crown is that it emerged during a period when the Korean drama industry was beginning to feel oversaturated. Audiences had grown exhausted by repetitive romance formulas. Yet the drama still became a phenomenon because it understands what modern viewers truly crave: authentic emotions in an increasingly artificial world. And perhaps that is the real reason millions of viewers worldwide are obsessed with this series. Not only because of the chemistry between IU and Byun Woo Seok. Not only because of the ratings or OTT rankings. But because Perfect Crown reminds audiences that even a relationship that begins as a cold contractual arrangement can still grow into the most sincere form of love imaginable.